Alright, not really sure how I want to start this video. So a lot of you guys have no idea where I came from, who is Connor, why is he doing this, why is he making a YouTube channel, what's he about? All these questions that I guess if I were a viewer, I'd probably want to know too. And that's what today is about. I want to make this video to answer your questions and bring you a little bit into the light about why I'm doing all this. Why am I doing all of this? Why am I starting a YouTube channel? What do I do for work? All these things that I wanted to answer for you guys. So let's just start back from the beginning. About a year and a half ago, I started a YouTube channel called Elevated Media. I did so because I saw all these videos that I was gaining so much knowledge from as I was building my own car, all these other F30 channels, BMW channels that were just providing me with so much information. It was so helpful to get my build off the ground and be able to do things on my own without having to take it to a shop and just basically sign a slip and say make it happen. I wanted to know why it worked. I wanted to know how it worked. I wanted to know if it broke, how can I fix it, and all these things that basically doing it myself gave me that knowledge, but learning from the YouTube videos that I was watching is what allowed me to do it myself. So I started the channel for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, I wanted to give back to the community. I wanted to create similar content that you guys and anybody could go to learn how to do things on your own, to learn how to work on your car, to learn how to mod it yourself, and learn how to fix things when they break. And that was the whole goal of this channel. But after all the comments and everything I've gotten over the last year and a half on YouTube, I know it's working. I know you guys are getting value out of it, and that is what makes all of this all worth it. But backing up even further, what was I doing for work? So I got out of school, out of college, and I had a couple little salesy jobs that I jumped around to, and I found myself in a recruiting job. And recruiting, just to bring you guys up to speed, is a job where you basically build up a database or a collection of people or workers, basically worker bees. And as your company and sales team gains new openings for their clients, I was responsible for sending resumes to those clients to hopefully fill the job with one of my employees. Sounds great, right? I thought so too. I did that for about 3 years. 3 years of my life was spent doing this job. The first year was great. The first year I was out of school and I was doing something that I felt was moving my life forward. The second year, I kind of got really good at the job and I had it down, and where I didn't really even have to try as hard anymore, and I could just get the job done and still be making the money I was making. Now year 3 rolls around. Year 3 in this job, I had perfected my science, I think. You know, always room for improvement, but I was able to do the job so well and it paid me so well that I had no challenge anymore. The job itself was not challenging. It was so daunting for me to go into work and pick up the phone and make 100, 200, sometimes 300 calls in a day to people I didn't know, to people I didn't really want to talk to, and all for a paycheck. And so for me, it didn't last long that way. I did everything I could to kind of bring myself back into the job so I could build motivation again and try and become interested in it again. I tried working out. I tried spending my money on things that I liked. For example, I tried doing all these things that I thought was gonna help me feel like I was in a better place. So about 2.5 years in, approaching, year 3, it came to a point where I couldn't even fake it anymore. I couldn't even pretend to want to be at that job. Like I said, I was good at it and I knew all the motions I needed to go through to get the job done. But once you do that for so long, it becomes, you're just not a person anymore. You're not a person for those 8, 9, sometimes 10 hours a day, Monday through Friday. You're just not a person. And then you get home, once you get home from work, there's no motivation to do anything after that. I've put in as much effort as I can through the day and it drained me by the time I got home. Not to mention a huge factor of just my mental state at the time, traffic. I you know, I move around the area just because I found myself not having an easy time staying put. So while I was at that job for 3 years, I moved around, and in my last place, I was about a 20-minute drive from work on a Saturday. Monday through Friday, it would take me closer to an hour each way, an hour in the morning and an hour at night to go back home. So that means I was getting up at 5:30, 6 a.m. every day, get myself ready, get out the door by hopefully 7 o'clock, and hopefully make it to work by 8, pending traffic. Bust out a day of work that I'm not really interested in anymore. 9 hours later, I get to go home, but then I also get to sit in an hour's worth of traffic. And by the time I got home, I was so dead. I was just so lacking any motivation to do anything, exercising, eating healthy, going to bed at a decent hour. I was in such a point where I felt like because of the job, I had such little time in the day that I would force myself to stay up to just stupid hours at night, like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. sometimes. Just because I felt like I was losing my life. I was just wasting time at this job and traffic, all this, and I had no time to actually do what Connor wanted to do. A lot of you guys have asked what I do for work. I was a recruiter. I was a technical recruiter. I worked with software, hardware engineers, and I placed them all over the country around at certain jobs. That was my job. I quit that job back in February. I quit that job, and it was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. Honestly, it was probably the hardest thing I have ever done in my life. Reason being, I was good at it. It made me a lot of money. My girlfriend, my family, my friends, everyone was happy for me because I was in this position that they saw was me being very successful. So when I came to terms that I couldn't even fake this job anymore, I couldn't even pretend to pick up the phone and listen to what these people were telling me on the other end of the line, I had no motivation anymore. I could not pretend to be interested in it. I couldn't even bring myself to dial the phone again to call someone else and make a call. I made that decision to quit my job, and I didn't quit my job for about 3 or 4 days, because during those 3 or 4 days I was just contemplating everything. I was contemplating, is this the right move? What am I gonna do afterwards? What happens if I don't find another job? What can I do? And meanwhile, YouTube's been going on for me. So I'm about a year in, almost, into YouTube at this point. And right before I had left my job, my videos just, I stopped making videos. I lost motivation. I felt like my videos weren't good. I felt like I wasn't into it. I wasn't as into it as I wanted to be. I wanted to go full steam into YouTube, and I wanted to build this car, build other cars, and I wanted to inspire people, and I wanted to make people's lives better just by watching my videos. If it even brought a smile to one person's face, it became all worth it to me. So in those 3 or 4 days where I had left the office and I had just basically needed to take a break, a mental break, so I could just clear my head and figure out what I needed to do. And in that time, I was so stressed out. I had so much anxiety about quitting my job. You know, what happens if I don't make money? What happens if I pursue YouTube and it doesn't work out for me? What if no one subscribes? What if people hate my videos? What if I go broke? You know, all these things. And after a certain point, I kind of just looked at myself in the mirror and really gave myself a hard look. And if you ever go back into my videos, you know, around December, January, those months, I don't think I look healthy. I don't think I looked like I was in a good place. And when I was home from work for those few days and I looked at myself in the mirror, all I could think of was, you're not gonna die. This is not going to be the end of your life if you quit your job. And I really had to walk myself through all of that. I had to basically say, what happens if? So what happens if I quit my job and I start doing YouTube? I have my savings I've worked really hard for. I've saved up all this money being successful. What happens if I deplete all that money trying to build my YouTube career? Connor, you're not gonna die. At the end of the day, guys, honestly, this is what got me through it. This is what allowed me to quit my job, what allowed me to move forward, is realizing, what is my worst fear? I'm not afraid of failing. I'm not afraid of putting in 100% of my effort and then having it not work out for me, because I learned that, or I don't look at that as a fail. I look at that as a learning experience, something that, and I know you guys have heard this all before, you never fail, you only learn. And that's so damn true. Like, as soon as I realized that I will not physically die from quitting my job, then everything seemed so much easier. And honestly, right off the bat, I felt so damn free. I felt so free to just make any decision. It honestly felt like I took my life back. So after I'd done that, I slept on it. I woke up the next day envisioning myself in this YouTube career, pursuing what I wanted to do. And that was the end of it. That was it. That was it for me. I called up my boss and I let them know, like, I'm not coming back. I'm all done. I'm not coming back. I'm doing it for my own personal reasons. You know, don't worry about me going to a competitor. Don't worry about me going to another job and being successful. I'm doing this because I want to pursue my dream, and I want to be happy day in and day out, all day. I don't want to give up a part of my life for something that's gonna give me money. Because after working there for 3 years, yes, I made a lot of money, and yes, it allowed me to put a lot of parts into this car and do all sorts of other things, but at the end of the day, I wasn't happy. No matter how many parts I put on that car, no matter how many little vacations I went on, I always had to go back to work on Monday. I always had to go back to work. That would just, you put a damper on everything. And I felt like no matter how much I tried to get into YouTube, my job always prevented me from really going 100, 200% into it. And so I quit. And honestly, it brings a smile to my face, because it hasn't even been a year since I quit, and I think I look healthier, I feel happy. And no, I'm not where I want to be yet in YouTube, and no, I'm nowhere near my goals yet, but I'm actively working on them, and I'm actually putting 200% of my effort into them. And I'm no longer half-assing it. I'm no longer getting home at the end of the day thinking about, oh gosh, how am I gonna get 2 hours of daylight, so I can go outside and make a video. Now I wake up every day with a whole new mindset. I plan my videos, I plan my schedules, I plan how I want my week to go, and it's all up to me, which is the beauty of it, is I'm in command of my life. And the reason I'm making this video is not to just necessarily explain to you guys what happened, what's been going on with me, but to bring it all back to why I started YouTube, to give back to the community, to give back to you guys, to inspire people. I want you guys to all chase your dreams. I want you all to have that realization in your head that chasing your dream, although it might, I don't know if your dream is to like go all overseas and do some really dangerous stuff, I don't know, but more than likely, whatever you're thinking you need to do to get to the point where you can be successful, it's not going to kill you. You might fail, yes, you might fail, and it may not work out for you, but if you don't try, you might be 45, maybe you're 45 now thinking about it, you might be 75, and then think, what if I had tried it? What if I had actually pursued it and tried to do what I wanted to do? And I don't want anything to like distract you guys from that. I don't want anything to basically, what is going on right now? Hello.
Hi, is that your car?
It is.
Where is it?
Thank you. Thank you.
It's really nice.
Thank you so much.
So you've got it lowered, so it must raise up. I mean, come on, you can't drive it like that.
Yeah, it's on air suspension, so it goes up and down.
That is cool.
She just wanted to stop by and say respect for the car, and it's so cool, guys. Just the smile on my face. This whole thing, this whole YouTube career brings so much happiness to me, and I can't express it enough. And I don't even think this video will do it justice, and I don't think anything, no matter how much I tell you guys, it's not going to do justice until you try it, until you really are in the shoes and you're doing it, you're chasing your dreams and you're putting yourself on the edge. And like, life is so much more exhilarating when there's challenge, when it's easy and you're comfortable and you're in your happy job and your happy home and everything works, and things get boring. And it's like, I grow that way. I need the challenge. I need to be able to figure out stuff. If I lose all my money, that's where I thrive. I need to be put into that position. I need to be back up against the wall in order to learn and grow from that and that's where I find that I just am a better person, and I really am able to push myself and really level up or elevate as an individual. So guys, I'm sorry the video just got kind of cut out, but this is really all I wanted to say is please, no matter what your girlfriend says, your mom says, your friends say, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and figure out what your dreams are. If you're in a position now where you're not happy for some reason, you're in a job that you don't want to go to, you don't have to do that. The 9-to-5 stuff is just what our parents and our grandparents and our whole civilization has created for us. And we're in a generation now where we have the internet, we have things like YouTube, we have all these things where you can be an entrepreneur and you can do whatever it is that makes you happy. And I promise you, if you do it long enough and you figure it out, you'll find a way to make money from it. And money is not everything, but I'm not stupid and I'm not naive to know that you need money to live, right? It's just the way it is. But the whole 9-to-5 thing, the whole Monday through Friday, the whole sacrificing 75% of your life, the whole working in your 20s to live for your 30s and your 30s to live for your 40s, throw that out the window. You have 100 years, give or take, in this life. I don't want to waste even 10, even 2 of those years doing something in hopes that maybe the next 10 years might be better. What if they're not? Then I've just wasted 10 years. But what if I quit my job, started YouTube, started living my life the way I wanted to live, and 5 years from now it doesn't work out? Well, I will be older and I will look back and say, at least I tried. And I put my back against the wall and now I've learned from it. And you know what? I'll probably try it again, because there's just no way you're gonna find me behind a desk making empty phone calls, typing on a computer under a fluorescent light for 80% of my waking week. There's just no way. I am done with that, and I want all of you to realize that that's not your only option, okay? You guys are just as powerful as I am. I'm not above any of you. You're not below me. It doesn't work like that. We are all on this planet given an opportunity to make just our own path. And I want all of you guys to take that to heart. Make your own path and do not settle for anything less, okay? Promise me that. Give this video a big thumbs up if you agree. And comment down below, guys. I really genuinely want to hear not what inspires you, because I know we all have dreams, right? We all have dreams to drive a Ferrari, to have 3 houses, to do all this crazy stuff. I don't want to know what your dreams are. I don't. I want to know what's holding you back. I want you guys to comment down below. Let me know what are the mental blocks holding you back from pursuing something that you're really passionate about. Because that is something, and I think that is something I want to help with. If I can help, and I will reply to every comment like this. As long as you're leaving good vibes in the comments, I will always reply to you. No matter how big this channel gets, I will always dedicate the time to hear you guys, because I've said it before, you're my family. I come up, we all come up. There's no limit, there's no fence, there's no barriers. I want all of my friends, all of my family, all of you guys to live your best life. And I just hope that this resonates with some of you. And like I said, if it even brings a smile to one person from watching this video, or even one person decides to follow their dream, and maybe they've been trying to do it for 6 months, I've been thinking about quitting my job, I have everything set up, but I just can't do it. Do it, man. Give yourself the opportunity. Realize that it's not going to be the end of your life. You will learn, you will grow, you might fail, but life will go on. And that is just the most important thing to understand. Don't be old and realizing or wishing that you had chased a dream when you were younger, because the time is right now, and it's not slowing down for you. It's not going to stop for you. You have to tackle each day and just make the best of it. Work towards your dreams. I'll leave you guys with that, because I think I got what I wanted to say across. I think I didn't answer the last question, which is, what do I do for work? This is what I do for work, guys. I don't have a 9-to-5 job anymore. This is my job, YouTube. I basically started my own merchandise company. I hand designed everything. There's so much you can do to create a better life for yourself, and I just want you guys to follow that dream. So thank you guys, as always, for watching my videos, sticking around. If you made it this far to the end of the video, man, I'm so appreciative for all of you, and I want the best for all of you. I want us to all grow, and we should all succeed. So don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if it inspired you. If for some reason you didn't like it, let me know down in the comments. Don't be afraid to let me know why you didn't like it. I am happy to hear it. I am happy to speak with you and work towards a common goal. How can I be better? How can the channel be better? That's always what I want, is continuous growth. So with that being said, guys, keep elevating and don't let anything stop you. And I'll see you next time. Peace.